Russian President Vladimir Putin holding his annual press conference in Moscow today. Putin says Russian troops are making gains, quote, all over the front line in its war with Ukraine. This after Russian investigators say they detained a suspect in connection with the assassination of a Russian general. Meantime, Putin also mentioned he's yet to speak to ousted former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Assad was granted asylum in Russia just days after Syrian rebels overthrew his regime nearly 2 weeks ago now. Putin says he plans to speak to Assad about American journalist Austin Tice, who was kidnapped in Syria in 2012 after reportedly receiving a letter from Tice's mother asking for help. Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pannell joins me now to break down this hours-long speech. Ian, I know you know that this happens every year. It can go for hours and hours. It's meandering. What stood out to you the most from his remarks this year?
I think first the headline, 4 hours and 31 minutes long, although we've been looking, our colleagues in Russia and here in London, and that is not by far the longest of his annual press conferences. He's certainly not short of words or confidence. I mean, this annual end-of-year press conference is very coordinated, very handled by his team. Usually it's a stage to try and tout his claimed successes, and it's usually dominated by domestic issues. But I think, given the events of the last year, no surprise at many questions on foreign policy. As you say, he talked a lot about Ukraine, saying Russia had become much stronger over the past 2 or 3 years, which I think will raise some eyebrows. But he claims that's because it's become a truly sovereign country. He says, quote, "We're standing firm in terms of economy, we're strengthening our defence potential." And I think what will surprise many people, our military capability now is the strongest in the world. As you say, he claims that Russian troops are advancing along all front lines and that the primary goals of what he still calls a special military operation, not a war, are close to being achieved. He says he's ready to talk and compromise, but obviously on his own terms. Rather astonishingly, he challenged the West to a duel. You remember that medium-range, nuclear-capable ballistic missile that he launched against the Ukrainian city of Dnipro a few weeks ago. He basically says that this can't be stopped by Western air defences. Western experts have said it could be. So he challenged them to a duel whereby the West, America and others could put all their best air defences somewhere like Kyiv, he suggested, and then he would fire this missile towards it and see who was right. But clearly there'd been major blows. You said the assassination of General Kirillov, the fact that Ukrainian troops still occupy parts of Russia. Yes, he was asked about Syria, the downfall of Bashar al-Assad. Despite the obvious blow to Russia, I mean, he denied he was weakened by it. He talked glowingly of the strengthening relationship with China and, of course, was asked about America.
Ian, during that 4.5-hour event, Putin was asked about his relationship with President-elect Trump. He said the two haven't spoken in 4 years. What else did he say about his plans to work with this incoming administration?
Yeah, I think interestingly, he said that they haven't spoken. I know there have been some reports suggesting that they did speak, but neither President Trump, President-elect Trump, nor President Putin have said that that is the case. So not a huge amount of detail about that, but he's made it clear that he is receptive to talks and resuming relations with the United States. And the Kremlin, honestly, has made it clear that they think that dealing with Donald Trump is going to be preferable to dealing with Joe Biden. They think that a lot of the language, the sanctions that have been imposed against Russia means that that relationship is pretty dormant and the future holds positive for it.
All right, Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pannell. Ian, thank you so much.